Like, I don't see why strangling him first means that they couldn't have a fight where randomly the button comes off. It's like the only thing, though. What the hell? It's like half the things in this trial. I have no idea why I'm supposed to present it, but it's the only thing that really makes sense, and then Phoenix explains it, so let's just do that again if this is right. Yes, that is true. Why does that matter? This keeps happening. Yes, that's true, so what? And then I find out. The knife stab to the victim was done after the victim had already died. Excuse me. Drink of water. I'm with you, Judge. Me and you are on the same page today. What does that mean? Yeah. So, I mean, like, I guess, is it because the knife was stabbed, like, where the button was? But if the button had already been torn off? Yeah, that's it. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because the fight, if it got torn off during the fight, he didn't get stabbed till after he was already dead. So why would the button have blood on it? What does that mean? I don't know. But that's what we're bringing up right now. Which would mean that it was ripped off of the costume when? So that means the button was ripped off after the knife was stabbed in. Why? To take it and as evidence to frame Matt? It is impossible that this button was torn off during the victim's final struggle, because the victim was strangled to death in that fight. Ah. That's right, Miss Andrews. There is no way this button was ripped off during the struggle. This button was consciously pulled off of the victim's already dead body. Fascinating. A lot of this stuff is pretty clever. I just wasn't thinking of it. But I have enough information to where only one thing makes sense, so I can still present the right thing, and then be surprised at what Phoenix says. It's pretty cool. So what if the button was torn off the body after the victim had already died? What does that change? We have to think about why they would do that, Miles. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did that serve? What purpose? We now know this button was not torn off during the fight, so the murderer took the time and effort to purposely rip this from the victim's body. That would mean that the murderer had something in mind, wouldn't it? Mr. Wright, does this mean you know what the murderer wanted to do with the button? To have a memento. That's what it was. They just wanted a nice remember it by. Sure, that's what it is. To destroy evidence, well then they would have destroyed it. Considering they pinned the crime on Enguarde, I'm gonna go ahead and say that it was to pin the crime on Enguarde. To have a memento. That's what it was. It was to pin the crime on Mr. Enguarde. There is no way anyone would put a bloodied button in their own pants. That is one of the weirdest sentences I've ever heard. What the? Just out of context, like, what the fuck? That's right, Mr. Enguarde was set up. By the real killer, of course. And the real murderer? Judge. Guys. Localization team. The real murder is? Really? Well, Mr. Wright, who in the world is the real killer, then? You still want to say Adrian, right? That's like the only person that makes sense. I don't know about that, but that's the only person who makes sense right now. So I guess I should just say what Phoenix has been saying all along. It has to be you. I mean, you did say you were helping him with the conference thing, so you wanted to protect him is literally the opposite of what makes sense. Sounds like you would want to fuck him up. Get another pair of glasses. Order, 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 Mr. Wright. You figure if Juan couldn't go confess what Matt did, whatever it may have been, you'd screw him over this way. By framing him. Although, why would this happen? Because if Juan was going to go confess something about Matt, Adrian was helping, even though she apparently didn't know what it was. Why would she then kill Juan? to frame Matt. If she killed Juan and is framing Matt, that means she wanted to screw Matt over. But Juan doing the conference, which she was helping with, would have done that anyway. Why would she? That doesn't make any sense. That she would then kill Juan to frame Matt when he was already going to go ruin Matt with her help. Unless she does know what Juan was going to reveal and it involves her too. Maybe that's it. Either she's not the killer or she found out what he was going to reveal and it also would ruin her, and that's why she decided to kill him. Anyway, any evidence? All of the evidence points to Miss Andrews. Well, that's not true, but okay. I can't, can I? Would you care to test me? Then what about this knife? Exactly, that points to Matt. Yeah, that's weird. It was used to throw suspicion. True. That doesn't really point to her. Yeah, alright. Okay, alright, Phoenix. You're alright, man. You're good. You're good. I get you. Oh, man, another one broken. Holy shit. Then, what? What about the button that was found in Matt's Hakama? This button was removed from the victim's body after he had already died. The only people who could have done so were the person who found his body or the killer. However, if Mr. Enguarde was the real killer, there is no way he would have put such incriminating evidence in his own Hakama. That is true as well. The only person who could have put this button into Mr. Enguarde's Hakama is the person who went to wake him up from his nap, which is you yet again, Miss Andrews. It's getting pretty incriminating at this point. Actually, Phoenix has got a really good case here. That is also another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews. Damn, oh shit, look at that. Alright, can we see a little more? Anyway, yeah, whatever. That costume was used to hide the real killer's identity as they fled the crime scene. Now, who could have known that there was just such a costume inside? Dude, actually, you know what? I'm convinced at this point. You've got me. You've done it, Phoenix. You've got a good case put together. Even if she's not the killer, at this point, let's just go ahead and end the trial and send her off to jail. You've done it. You've convinced me. Although this can't be the end of the case, so something's gonna happen here. She's gonna bring up something that we don't know about yet. Or somebody is. But Miss Andrews' fingerprints were nowhere to be found in the guitar case. Oh, there's that. There's that. And it was you who proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time. That's right. That's because she did not intend on leaving any prints. If anyone had found out that she had touched the case, they would have asked her why. So to avoid leaving any prints, she used a towel or something. Well, that's just kind of like a random speculation, but it does make sense. What's up with the wine glass? Is there really nothing more to that? Is it just to prove that she wasn't wearing gloves? Or was there another reason why she poured it? I don't know. Purposefully left her fingerprints. Okay. Okay. She did that on purpose to show that she wasn't wearing gloves and that she had been there. But oh, her prints aren't on the guitar case, so she couldn't have opened. Okay, that makes sense. Dude, Phoenix is like all of a sudden a fucking genius. Because I didn't put any of this shit together. He's good. This is, yeah, alright. Wow, this is actually pretty awesome. It sounds like this sounds pretty fucking complete here. But what's gonna happen to extend this case? Yeah, no reasonable person on Earth can believe this Nickel Samurai is Mr. Enguarde. He would be much too short for his own costume if it was him. Speaking of how tall people are, Miss Andrews, you're also kind of short in stature, are you not? I still have no proof of that at all. I have no way to acknowledge that, but if you say so. Well, how about it, Miss Andrews? Yeah, dude, we haven't even brought up the Celeste impacts and suicide shit, so this can't be over anytime soon. We got a whole mess of shit that we haven't even talked about. She didn't want us to talk about that, but I don't really have a choice. I'll have to do it at some point. Miss Andrews? I refuse to testify. What was that? There's a law. — Damon Gant refused to testify. It fucked him over. Is that a law? How does that make sense? Why is that a law? That sounds horrible. What? Is that real? Is that the same? I don't remember if that is the same law that Gant invoked. I thought it had to do with the fact that he was the chief of police. But maybe not. Why, though? That's so fucked up. I probably, if that is the same law, then I probably asked that same question in the first LP, and if you answered it in the comments then I'll just go back and look at that video. That's weird. Yeah, that doesn't, like, I don't understand. I mean, if you're doing it, that means you're fucking guilty. Or at least you know something that we need to know. Okay. Von Karma was there. Think hard about what we just discussed, understood? Alright. She has that damn card. Which was also with the killer guy, the kidnapper guy. Did he do it? That would be weird. It was just the kidnapper guy who did it. If that was his card, why would... I don't know. Right now, it seems like it was Adrian. It really... Like, he has made up a really good case here. But we're not done. It's not over yet. So are we going to have to just spend a shit ton more time proving that it's her, or are we going to find out that it was someone else? Yeah, I guess she did. Yeah, Phoenix, you've done a good job. Something I haven't done. You haven't won the case. For one. What's wrong, right? Are you finished already? Run out of evidence? What is so humorous, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor. But everything the good lawyer here has proven up to this point is meaningless. Why? Everything you have proven is circumstantial. Circumstantial? Yes, circumstantial. You have yet to provide a single piece of definitive proof. Proof that Miss Andrews did in fact harbor a wish to murder Mr. Corrida. Yeah, I know. Miss Andrews, did you want to kill... Oh, you just ask her. That's how you do it. That's how it'll get resolved. Just ask. I believe this may lead to me incriminating myself. So I will... Why didn't you just say no? Wow, what a... How can you... What the fuck kind of retarded law is that? Fuck you, law. Law's dumb. But Mr. Andrews, Miss Andrews, I did it again. If you do that, it would be the same as admitting... You think... Yeah! That's why the law makes no sense that it can happen. Somebody doing that basically admits their guilt, but in a way where we can't do anything about it. How does it help anybody? It only hurts us. It helps people who are guilty of something. What the fuck? Exactly, this retarded. No, she's taking that defiant attitude again. Mia, I need your guidance. We've landed in the worst possible situation. I think we have reached a certain conclusion at this point in time. Miss Adrian Andrews has refused to testify, and the defense's theory that she is the actual murderer has not been fully substantiated with solid and definitive proof. But that's not true. In this situation, there is only one thing this court can do, and that is to declare a recess. Again! Are we just gonna come back in 10 minutes, or, like, tomorrow? Because, I mean... Okay, tomorrow. Jesus. Phoenix doesn't know that Maya's free, so he won't want to do that. If we don't get a not guilty verdict today... What now? Who? Is that you? Please wait, Your Honor. That's not necessary. The trial? Please... Oh my god. What are you sweating for? Your client is getting one more day to live, isn't he? That's not it. This isn't about that. Edgeworth, I know you know who the real killer is. Yeah, you probably do. Please, let the trial continue. Edgeworth knows everything about this. If I don't get the verdict, then Maya... Does he know about that? He probably does, I don't know. But it's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify. Now then, this court is... Oh my god! It is not impossible for this trial... Oh my god, we're going forever. This is so long. Comparing it to the 5th case of the first game, which was also really long, this is so far way better in terms of that, just because Case 5 was too long, because there were so many characters, so many different cases and periods of time that we were talking about, so many different places to go and things to remember, that it was so long that it made it a tad too confusing and convoluted. This case doesn't really have that so far. Its length isn't really working against it. Yet, anyway. So, that's good. It seems they learned how to do a longer case better. No, that doesn't make any sense, because Case 5 of the first game came after this game, so never mind. No, it's the opposite of what I said. Oops, okay. Marriage she made guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony. Yes, that is very true, but so are we still continuing? My god. This case is long as hell. When you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of juice. I gotta, like, I'm tired of sitting. I'm gonna just fucking squat right now. I'm now on the floor squatting, because I'm tired of sitting. My butt is sore. I'm gonna bend over into the microphone and just stand for a little while. They're shaken up, not stirring a glass of juice. The juice thing is weird, but Phoenix did have a pretty cool theory. Before you speak, I want to state that if you have a reason behind your actions, I would like you to testify to that effect. Testify? Your Honor, I would like to request that the witness testify again as to what happened when she first discovered the victim's body. Whatever we find out in this testimony should in no way implicate the witness. I don't know what it is about Edgeworth today, but I can't get a good read off of him. Is he friend or foe? I just don't know. A little bit of both? The court acknowledges the prosecution's request, Miss Andrews, if you please. God damn it. That glass of juice, I didn't really pour it for myself. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in that messy state. And Juan, he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. When I saw him sitting like that, the thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something, so I went to pour him some juice. That's dumb. That's the dumbest thing you've said. When I realized that he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over. That might actually be true, though, but it still sounds really stupid. So you poured that glass of juice for the victim. Why didn't you say so in your earlier testimony? I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial. Oh, you mean the truth? Yeah, the truth. Who needs that shit? Phoenix, please be careful here. I have no idea if that's true or not. That sounds really dumb, but it might actually be true. Okay, so, yeah, alright. I'll just pick a random thing and Phoenix will run with it. He's much smarter than me in this case, because I have no idea what's going on at all. And fucking Edgeworth over there with all his knowledge that he's not sharing with me. I'm gonna sit back down now. When I found the body, alright. Let's skip to the end, because that's usually what we need to do. I mean, it's probably for the best anyway, because that's when she says what she actually did. Okay. Actually, maybe I should press this one since it's what she says that she was gonna pour him some juice. I guess it doesn't really matter. I don't know. Let's start from the back and work backwards. 3DS battery. Being all red and shit. How did you come to realize that he was in fact dead? Gotta plug this in. Alright, charging and ready to go. I shook him over and over, but I never got a response. So I set the glass down on the dresser and tried to take his pulse. I was shocked, and staggered backward. And knocked the flower vase over, so that's what happened. Yes. This is what it all comes down to. Huh? This is the absolute end for both sides. What the fuck does that mean? Phoenix, now is our best chance yet to kill the prosecutor. I didn't know where that sentence was going. I'm like, to kill? Who are we killing? Isn't that a bit harsh? Miss Andrews, will you tell us the truth this time? I don't fucking know what's going on in Mia's head either. Everybody, Edgeworth and Mia are too complex for me. They're too good. I don't know! Just like every other thing in this case, in this trial, except for that one time, I don't know. It went back to the beginning. So, should I take that same statement, but I should present instead of press? I thought he had just fainted. Had the... Hold the fuck up. Crime photo. What do you mean you thought he just fainted? He had a knife in him!